big story of the hour comes from Delhi and the top court of India. The Supreme Court has permitted the sale of bursting of green firecrackers in Delhi and the National Capital Region during the upcoming Diwali festival. The bench of Chief Justice of India and Justice Vinod Chandran ordered the sale of green crackers that should be permitted from the 18th to the 20th of this month. The nod has come with several conditions. The apex court has allowed bursting the crackers from the 18th to the 21st between 6 to 7 in the morning and 8 to 10 at night. The court has made it mandatory for green cracker manufacturers to upload their QR codes on websites and has also directed to ensure regular checks. Welcoming the Supreme Court's decision, Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta has said that a government is committed to clean and green Delhi. She also thanked the court, saying that the decision is also going to increase the enthusiasm and public sentiment.
दीपावली के पावन पर्व पे ये पटाखे चलें और ग्रीन क्रैकर्स हों, जिससे पोल्यूशन भी कम हो और धर्म की आस्था का भी ध्यान रहे। ऐसी भावना दिल्ली की सरकार के माध्यम से माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आगे रखी गई। मैं इस ऑर्डर का स्वागत करता हूं जो माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आज दिया है। माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने आज दिल्ली और एनसीआर के अंदर कुछ रिस्ट्रिक्शंस के साथ पटाखे चलाने की इजाजत दी है। डिप्टी कमिश्नर्स, डीसी, डीएम जो हैं वो इन पटाखों को डेजिग्नेट जगह पर बेचने की इजाजत देंगे। ये पटाखे केवल जो नीरी की और पीएसओ पैसों की जो नॉर्म्स हैं, जो ग्रीन पटाखों को डिफाइन करती हैं, केवल उन्हीं ग्रीन पटाखों को एनसीआर दिल्ली में लाने की इजाजत होगी और चलाने की इजाजत होगी।
देखो, दीपावली सनातनियों का ही त्योहार है, तो दीपावली पे जो प्रतिबंध लगा वो तो सनातन के उत्सव पे ही प्रतिबंध था। इसलिए मैंने कहा कि ये खुशी सिर्फ दिल्ली को नहीं है, देश भर के उन सनातनियों को है जो दिल्ली के लोगों को पटाखे की परमिशन ना होने से दुखी हो जाए।
लेकिन कई लोग पर्यावरण की चिंता करते थे कि इस तरह से
पर्यावरण की चिंता के लिए हमसे आगे कौन है, लेकिन ग्रीन पटाखों पे क्या दिक्कत। एनसीटी दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट का जो रिकमेंडेशन था होता था वो निगेटिव होता था जब अरविंद केजरीवाल जी सरकार में थे, और आप देखिएगा कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की सरकार में ही बैन लगा था। उसके पहले भी कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट में भी बैन नहीं था।
मतलब अगर केजरीवाल सरकार रिकमेंडेशन देती कोर्ट में तो ये हट सकता था।
मैं जब कोर्ट में गया था तो उसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट की टिप्पणी थी कि व्हाट इज द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, तो वो निगेटिव होता था। आज उस स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने पॉजिटिव रिकमेंडेशन दिया और ये परमिशन मिल गया।
And Nupur joins us live from outside the Supreme Court. Nupur, the big takeaways from that big verdict by the Supreme Court, especially the riders that they have mentioned.
Well, Vedika, first of all, a clarification which we have noticed from the written order that was released today by the Supreme Court. The date for sale of firecracker is 18th to 20th of October. But for bursting firecrackers, the permission is only for 2 days. That is, the green firecrackers in Delhi NCR can be bursted on only 2 days. That is, on a day before Diwali and the day of Diwali. We are seeing that it is, in fact, the dates are adjoining in this Diwali. So it is being read as 20 and 21st of October. The Supreme Court has for now allowed bursting of firecrackers only for these 2 days. However, the sale will continue from 18th to 20th of October. Secondly, the Supreme Court has also made it very clear that this provision is a temporary provision and also a test. It has mentioned in its written order that it will be testing that how this permission of green crackers in Delhi NCR impacts the pollution levels in the city. it has sought a detailed report from the State Pollution Control Board as well as the Central Pollution Control Board on the pollution levels in the air as well as the water between these days before and after the firecrackers were allowed. That is from 14th to 25th of October. So the Supreme Court will be monitoring that how the firecrackers have impacted the pollution levels in the city, and on basis of that only it will proceed to pass further directions in this case.
All right, Nupur, thanks for joining us live there, but that's not where this issue really ends, because the capital has witnessed the pre-winter season's first whiff of poor air quality on Tuesday as the air quality index crossed the 200 mark barely a week ahead of Diwali. Forecasts show no relief in the coming week. Pollution season has officially returned to the National Capital Region. The Centre's Air Quality Panel, the Commission for Air Quality Management, has activated GRAP Stage 1 curbs across Delhi NCR after the capital's air quality index hit 211, firmly in the poor category.
Delhi NCR has officially entered its poor pollution phase for the season. The AQI in Delhi stands at 204 today, with 18 stations recording poor AQI and one station, that is the Anand Vihar, recording very poor AQI. We are right now at the Akshardham flyover and we'll show you the visuals of today morning. We can clearly see a faint grey haze hangs low over Delhi's Akshardham flyover. This is a sign of the city's worsening air quality as the capital has entered the poor pollution phase. The CAQM has activated stage 1 of GRAP across Delhi NCR following yesterday's AQI of 211. This move comes after forecast from the IMD and IITM that has warned that the city's pollution levels are unlikely to improve in the coming days. Also, from ground level here at Akshardham, visibility remains slightly reduced. Commuters can be seen driving with windows rolled up, and experts have started to recommend people to wear masks, not just for health safety but also as protection against the dust and pollutants that have begun to thicken the skyline. Now, under GRAP, people will be barred from using the older vehicles. Diesel over 10 years and petrol over 15 years are to be remained off Delhi's road. All construction and demolition sites must use anti-smog guns and follow approved dust control plans for project larger than 500 square meters. Open burning of garbage, leaves and other waste is strictly prohibited. Coal and wood fuels are banned in roadside eateries and restaurants. Only clean fuels like electricity or gas are permitted. While we are seeing that the government has swung into preventive mode, it is yet to be seen how Delhi will fare after Diwali celebrations will die down, because we do know that the Supreme Court has now allowed green crackers to be bursted in Delhi NCR. Today we are seeing that the AQI has reached 204. This is a slight improvement from yesterday's number, but this is poor nonetheless. Now it remains to be seen how this winter season is going to be seen in Delhi NCR, and people are now bracing for the upcoming pollution season.
Joining me live now is Mr. Vimlendu Jha, who is an environmentalist and who has been speaking out on the issue of pollution for many years now. Vimlendu, thanks for joining me here on Breaking Ground. Your first reaction to the Supreme Court's verdict today on green crackers that can be used for 2 days on the day of Diwali and after, one more day.
I think it's very unfortunate that Supreme Court did not pay any regard to the lungs of our children or the issue of public health. Once again, we've seen that, there's a lot of value attributed to sentiments of people and sentiments of faith. Indeed, Diwali is a very, very important festival. It needs to be celebrated. But do we actually need to compromise the lungs and the health of our children and our elderly and every citizen of Delhi so as to really, satiate our religious sentiments? And that's where I think Supreme Court has come up with a very, very regressive order. Also, it defeats the entire campaign that, many of us have been running for several decades, in that sense that, the fight for clean air is everybody's clean air that we're talking about. And Supreme Court was very, very progressive all these years when it actually has taken so many steps and got into the issue of governance when it comes to air quality. But today, to really test this case, as in we are not guinea pigs. The citizens of Delhi NCR are not supposed to be tested with toxic chemicals. Green firecrackers is a sham. It's a greenwash. At the end of the day, even the government's own admission is that it still pollutes 70%. So the toxicity or the poison that we're talking about that is emitted in simple terms from the firecrackers, it will be slightly less. So it will be poison that we'll be offering to everyone. The Supreme Court has offered to poison the citizens of Delhi NCR, but with not that intense. As in 30% less intense poison is what has been offered and granted to the citizen. Right
and this
now,
has come from the Delhi government, Vimlendu. This plea was initially from the Delhi government. Let me just read out to our viewers, and of course, I'm sure you'll know this. Today, we've got also the pollution data from this morning. You have Noida, Gurugram, Ghaziabad, Greater Noida as the top 4 in the country, the most polluted cities. And then at number 6, you have Delhi. All of them showing poor AQI. And this is just the beginning, Vimlendu. Very soon, we'll see schools will be shut because of the pollution issue. We will see other measures taking place. And what a wake-up call it is today. GRAP 1 already implemented. I am aware that today's air quality is relatively better than a year back on the same day. But the monsoons also, Vimlendu, would you say, have had a huge role to play in that?
Absolutely. So if you see that this year we've had slightly better air quality in last few months, is not because of a lot of work that's been done by any government, be it respective state governments or the central government. This is the rain gods. We have had an extended monsoon, and because of that, we've had some sort of a relief. Also, as we said, that imagine the day on which the permission to pollute has been granted to the citizenry is the day when the air quality index is above 200. Yesterday, it was around 240. Today, it is above 200. And by the way, this is the time where, because of meteorological disadvantage, because of wind speed, lowering of temperature, and also other human-induced activities such as stubble burning, all of that is going to begin. So my simple statement is fine that it was Delhi government that made a plea, but Supreme Court had its power in its command to really stop this. And, Article 21, at the end of the day, Supreme Court is the custodian of the health and right to life. And for Supreme Court to say, we will try and test, is there not enough study that we have in the country that every third child in Delhi NCR is asthmatic already?
Absolutely. And Vimlendu, we brought that data even out last week on Breaking Ground, where we showed the number of people who are admitted in emergencies in hospitals, the children who suffer from asthma. I mean, this has been a wake-up call every year. But we still have the Delhi government here, the intent here being that they, of course, want the emotions around the festival to remain intact. But that can be done even without the use of crackers. Forget green crackers.
The history is, and people who actually think that their sentiments were actually hurt, as in, what is more important, your sentiment or the size of the lungs that's actually getting stunted in children who are born? What is more important, so that your child doesn't wheeze, cough, doesn't have any pulmonological disorder, or your joy of blasting a green or not so green fulhari? So somewhere, that is where we think that, we are in 2025, and the thought process that somewhere the Supreme Court also promoted today through its order is really paying heed to. Then on that basis of sentiment, tomorrow's sentiment is what put forth the idea of sati, put forth the idea of caste system. Should we bring back all those regressive things into the realm of the situation? And also, whatever that we did perhaps 20 years ago, air quality today, when we are informed by data, as you rightly said, the air quality monitors is only one thing, but also health analysis, health both from a mortality or morbidity point of view. We have enough data to really stop, and hope, therefore, that let Supreme Court say whatever, and the takedars of faith and sentiment do say whatever. At the end of the day, citizens, it's mothers, fathers, parents, citizens should really take charge and really care for their air on their own.
All right, Vimlendu Jha, thanks for joining us there. The big takeaway really at this point is on 2 days, there will be green crackers that will be allowed. This has now been ordered or directed by the Supreme Court that you can burst green crackers only on 2 days. But you have environmentalist Vimlendu Jha there talking about how the adverse effects of even green crackers can linger on even after 2 days of using them in the National Capital Region, which has already seen GRAP 1 being implemented today.